Right now, if I'm a Celtics fan, I'm really not mad at anybody but Joe Harris. I mean, come on, Celtics fans. What did we expect when this series started? The Boston Celtics are a good team. I know the result of tonight's game was ugly, but the Celtics are a good team. They're just not 100% healthy. I'm one of those guys that believes that if Jaylen Brown was playing, game one might have looked a little different. I'm not saying the Celtics would have won. I'm saying their odds would have increased by like 20 times. Jaylen Brown is an unbelievable player. He's one of the few great two-way players in the league. Look, you could say I'm too high on Jaylen Brown. You could say that. I would probably admit that I'm very high on Jaylen Brown, higher than most. But, I think with Jaylen Brown, this series looks a little bit different. And if I'm a Celtics fan, man, it's tough. We're losing to Kyrie Irving. We're losing to James Harden. We're losing to Kevin Durant. But at the end of the day, this is who we matched up with. So I actually remember Bill Simmons being really disappointed that the Celtics matched up with the Brooklyn Nets. And I understand why he would be disappointed. This is pretty much an impossible matchup. The 76ers are great. I have to side with Bill on this one. If I was the Boston Celtics, I think I do everything. And that's just unethical because there's no promise you win the second game. But in a perfect world, if I was the Boston Celtics, I think I'm trying to do what I can to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me know if you guys would have did the same down in the comments below, or if you would have wanted to. I'm not saying I would have threw the playing game, because at the end of the day, you're not promised to win that second game. And at the end of the day, I believe you're supposed to play whoever is placed in front of you. But if I was the Boston Celtics, I would have much rather have played the freaking Philadelphia 76ers. A major question is going to be, where do the Celtics go from here if they actually do end up losing the series? And I'm one of those guys that actually likes what the Celtics have going for them. Their most important players are like under 24 years old. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. And then they have good surrounding players in Smart, Pritchard, Robert Williams. I know the Kemba Walker contract hasn't been the best signing, but things can be way, way worse. You have two guys that look like they're going to be superstars. The Boston Celtics are going to be fine in the long run, even if they don't come back and to make this a series. If you're a Celtics fan right now and you're mad at me, don't be mad. I'm not the one that allowed Joe Harris to do what Joe Harris did in the first quarter. That was a low blow, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a Pelicans fan. Say whatever you want. Like, literally, you could say so much about the Pelicans. And guys, don't get offended by my titles. Obviously, they're for fun. I don't know if anybody's new to my channel. But if you are, be sure to subscribe. I notice a large portion of my viewers are not subscribed. Trust me, subscribe. You'll not want to miss another Get Like Coop video. And that's facts. Now, before I move on, I want to know if you guys want more face cam, more rapid reaction videos. If so, I'll be able to get these videos out incredibly fast. Like, they'll probably go up right after games. It's something that I've been thinking about doing, and it's something that I kind of want to do to show my face to you guys more often. Now, as we touch on the Miami Heat. Wait, actually, you know what? Before we move on, I want to know what you guys think about Brad Stevens. I saw some questionable lineups from Brad Stevens this year. The two center thing I wasn't a big fan of. It seemed like to me he was somebody that was confused. I don't want to say confused. I feel like he was trying to make the best out of a messy situation. And, salute to Brad Stevens for trying things out. But, this season was a complete mess from a Celtics standpoint. And I say that because if the Pelicans went 36-36 and got bounced in the first round, I'm doing jumping jacks outside, great season. Let's get some more of that. The bar is on the floor, Stan Van Gundy. Come on, man. Now, as we move on to the Miami Heat versus the Milwaukee Bucks, I want to just brag for a second that I literally tweeted this last year. The tweet on the screen right now pretty much says that the Milwaukee Bucks were a Drew Holiday away from beating the Miami Heat. And hey, look, I'm not going to lie. Right now, this tweet's looking pretty good. Now, if I'm the Miami Heat, I'm not overreacting to the first few games. The Milwaukee Bucks were supposed to win those games. It's going to be all about how you bounce back going forward. I know there's a saying, like, I'd rather lose by 30 or 40 than lose by 1. And hey, look, Miami Heat, you lost by a lot. You didn't lose by a little, so you have that going for you. It's not like you had a chance at any point in this game. I'm not really making things better. Look, I know. I really gotta work on my people skills. Now, when it comes to the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, I've been seeing these Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo takes range all over the place. Now, look, Bam Adebayo is still a really young player. He's going to be the future of that Miami Heat team. Jimmy Butler is the now, but I'm not sure Jimmy Butler should get any blame for not leading this team to a championship. I mean, this team just played in the leading this team to a championship this season. This team was just in the NBA Finals. All respect to the Miami Heat. They overachieved a ridiculous amount last year, and they overachieved because of Jimmy Butler. Don't let a few bad games erase what Jimmy Butler has done for this Miami Heat team and culture. This is one of the most important players on the roster. You know what? He is the most important player on the roster right now. Yes, he was 4 of 22 game 1. Yes, he was 4 of 10 game 2. Game 1, he's 4 of 22, comes down, hits arguably the biggest shot of the game. Jimmy Butler's a baller. I'm not going to count him out because of a few bad games. Earlier today, I saw this segment where Stephen A just absolutely aired Jimmy Butler out. And it was kind of shocking to see, but not really too shocking because we see Stephen A go off on players all of the time. You know what? I'll run you guys a quick clip from the segment.
But damn it, you showed, especially in the NBA Finals, that you're on an elevated level when you want to be. You got to want to be every night come playoffs. Enough of this 4 for 22 shooting or 4 for 10 and finishing with 10 points and we just trying to get things right. You Jimmy freaking Butler. Enough's enough. Stop playing.
Now look, I'm not going to say Stephen A was right or wrong, but I will say he did say some things that I agree with. Regardless of how Jimmy Butler played game 1, he has to come out and set the tone. I feel like in game 1, if Jimmy takes 5 less shots or 4 less shots or, however many less shots, gives those shots to somebody else and somebody else hits a shot, hey, you could say the Miami Heat win the game. Jimmy Butler, you're the best player on this Miami Heat team right now. You or Bam, you guys are the best 2 players. If you guys have a bad shooting night, then hey, you have a bad shooting night. It is what it is, but this team needs you and it needs you to set the tone. Now, I'm not sure there was anything the Miami Heat could have did in game 2 to really change the outcome. The Milwaukee Bucks were hot, and I mean, they weren't missing. Now, a lot of those shots were open, and you let them get hot, and you let them get that confidence. But I mean, that team was incredibly hot. It is what it is. On to the next game. Now, I like to get differing opinions and look at different insights. I'm always looking at the comments in my videos. So I took to Reddit, and I found this great post from Sharkbait. Sharkbait listed some adjustments that they would like to see for game 3. The first adjustment was start Goran Dragic. He said that we need more of a scoring punch. I agree. Dragic is a great player. Not only is he a great player, he's a good facilitator. I think that part of his game is slept on. The Miami Heat need guys to get going, and I'm not talking about Kendrick Nunn, who for some reason thought this was going to be the Kendrick Nunn game. It's so weird to watch the Heat in these playoffs compared to last. Nunn barely played last year, and the Miami Heat were great. And I wanted Nunn to play more last year, but he struggled really badly at times. This year, game 2, he gets more minutes than Tyler Hero, who was one of the biggest players in last year's Miami Heat run. Now look, I can't explain it either. For the second adjustment, they suggested that they start Dedmon at the 5 and move Bam to the 4. Spacing wise, I don't like it, but screw it. Let's see if Dedmon can knock down some threes. Dedmon was like the best player for the Miami Heat in game 2. So I'm not completely against it. And when you go against the Milwaukee Bucks, you need size. That's something I really hope the Miami Heat address in the offseason. This team has to get bigger. Adjustment 3, he said bench Jimmy Butler. We need Jimmy buckets. I actually love that one. 4, I actually really like this one too. Jimmy needs to guard Drew. Bam needs to guard Giannis. and D-Rob needs to guard Middleton. D-Rob defended Middleton pretty well in game 1, and I think we just got to trust him here. I know Ariza hit some big shots game 1, but I think Ariza's like 37. I'm not sure. I'm probably overshooting his age. I can't believe he's playing major minutes for a playoff team in 2021. Just having somebody like a Jay Crowder would make a giant difference for the Heat, and I'm standing by that. Now, Stephen A was kind of going like wild today, and while Stephen A was wilding, he said that Kawhi might come to the Miami Heat because of his relationship with Jimmy Butler. He says they have a good relationship. If I could pick anywhere to play basketball, it would probably be Miami. I love Miami. Like, it's one of the best cities I've ever been to. Trust me, Miami is gas. But when it comes to Kawhi right now, I don't think even Kawhi knows what Kawhi wants to do going forward. But I do think it's safe to say that if things do go south with the Clippers this season, Kawhi might be looking to move on. Hey, even if the Clippers win the championship, Kawhi might be looking to move on. I mean, we've literally seen it happen before. I know the circumstances were different, but look, it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.